Ladies and gentlemen of the class of '09, wear sunscreen. If I could offer one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by science, whereas the rest of my advice has no more reliable basis than my own meandering experience. So I have no idea how many of you actually get that reference, but it's just something about it. I think it's the fact that there's a couple endings with like valedictorian speeches. It popped into my head. I was like, that's a fucking blast from the past. So I'm going to open my class of '09 video by bringing that up, and oh gosh. So I mentioned in the car talk video, I guess it was technically a room talk video, but I mentioned in the Thursday video that there was something else I had finished this month, a reading project that came out of nowhere that I absolutely binged, and I couldn't wait to talk about it, and it was this depraved ass fucking shit show. I watched the Wrath Club video, the like Class of '09 anime on Friday. Not this Friday, this was last Friday, and I was like, I don't know what this is, but I want to know everything about this. So that night, after Clay and I watched the FNAF movie, I bought the bundle, which was Class of '09 and Class of '09 Re-Up, and that night, I 100%'ed the first game, and then over the course of Saturday and Sunday, I 100%'ed Re-Up. Funny enough, like I had mentioned in a previous video that like we had lost power on Sunday night, and I had started, like I was watching the Bears-Chargers game and gave no fucks. The power went out. When the power came back, I was like, cool, I'm not gonna watch that game because I literally don't care. This is what I've wanted to do all day. I'm going to, and I did. The way I can best describe Class of '09. It's like, here's kind of my pitch. And then here's my, I don't want to say a deeper analysis, but kind of like, here's like what I get out of it. My pitch for it is, imagine an R-rated version of Mean Girls, which, as you may or may not know, is genuinely one of my favorite comedies. There are so many, like, I don't know how often I actually quote Mean Girls, but there's like, literally earlier today, it's like, because Clay's mom was living with us for several months during the year, and she was able to move out, she was able to get her own place, but because this was her permanent address for a while, we're still getting some of her mail. And there was a package that arrived for her earlier today, and I literally thought to myself, she doesn't even go here! And I'm like, I wasn't even trying to, like, make a parallel because I was doing this video later. Like, it's just a Mean Girls quote that's oddly applicable. I definitely think of that is so fetch, and fetch is never gonna happen shit. I think of that a lot. Anyways, point. It reminds me of something I like a lot, and it goes a lot further. Mean Girls is already a movie that talks about things like sex, bullying, and having a gym teacher that is way too into his students. Class of '09 has that. It also goes further. It talks about sexual harassment. It talks about drug use, racism. And in some circumstances, it also goes so far as to talk about suicide. It is definitely, I think it even says this on kind of like the main page. This is not a game for people who are easily offended. And I don't mean that to be like, yo, this isn't for, like, yo, snowflakes, blah, blah, blah kind of shit. I just mean it's like, this is, keep in mind what you're getting into. The game does not describe itself as a dating sim. It describes itself as a rejection sim. So now let's go into, like, the more, I guess, analysis of, like, what I get out of it. Nicole is an awful person. There's nothing deep about that. There's nothing really to analyze. She is mean. She is vindictive. At times, there will be, like, the most minor of slights. Like, okay, someone's a little bit annoying. So Nicole's response is, cool, how do I thoroughly fuck up this person's life? Do I completely fuck over their relationship? Can I get them fired? What can I do to destroy you over something like you annoyed me a little bit? Or it's like, oh, I'm in your class and you're making me do schoolwork? No, I'm going to psychologically and emotionally destroy you. And if I can get you fired, I'll do that too. Make no mistake, you are not playing as a good person. But she's not completely unsympathetic either. And there's this really fine balance that I don't know if the game quite strikes, because there's definitely times I'm like, she's extremely sympathetic in this instance, and then the other, like, 85% of the time you're like, ah, no, she's kind of fucking awful. But what Class of 09 really is for me, it's the story of a self-described sociopath that was completely broken by her father's suicide. And I will go and say, like, there are full spoilers for the game, but that is not a spoiler. That is literally the opening cutscene is, like, she says, like, I am a like, make no mistake, I am a sociopath. And it's like, yeah, like, my mom essentially got married 8 times and was divorced 8 times. So I'm used to moving. I fucking hate it, but it's what I have to do. I go here, I go here, I go here, I go here. Then finally, I had a place where I was happy, where I was content, I had friends, I had, like, a good school life, and mom gets fucking divorced again, so we have to move, and I'm like, I'm not moving this time. Dad lives just, like, 2 blocks down. I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna move in with Dad. You can move away, Mom. You can take my shitty-ass brother, too. I don't care. I want to stay here. So Nicole runs down the street, goes, like, knocks on her dad's door, kicks down the door, and finds her dad in this, like, room full of his own blood from, I believe they say it's a gunshot wound. And she goes and, like, finds his suicide note, which is specifically said it is attached to the fridge by a Cookie Monster magnet. Because as fucked up as this game is, there's these little, I can't even say these little nuggets because it makes it sound like there's not a lot. The game is funny as fuck. But these, like, even in these really fucked up moments, they're like, fuck, it had to be a Cookie Monster magnet. Like, that makes it funny. It's just not a funny scenario whatsoever, but I still found a way to giggle about it. It's like, yeah, and then, like, the suicide note taped to the fridge, like, connected there by a Cookie Monster magnet just says, Nicole's fault. By the way, my name's Nicole. Hi. So this is what happened to me, and so much of the game makes sense with that introduction in mind. This is a sociopath. She does not give a shit anymore. And it feels like before this event, maybe some of that was already in there. But to me, this is a person who was broken by not only finding out that her dad killed himself, but saying, it's my daughter's fault. And you never get any more context behind it. Nicole either doesn't give it, or she doesn't know either. And I think that's a little more likely. Sometimes when someone takes their own life, you don't learn the reason why. That was something I experienced earlier this year. And I can say, you know, one of the things this game does say is that the events depicted are based on real events. Either things that the writers experienced themselves, or it's stories that they heard about. And while a lot of these stories, which we will get to all of them, don't worry, sound so over the top and insane that there's no way they could have happened, which even the second game its intro goes into. It's like, yeah, so I share my story, and a lot of people are like, this is so unrealistic, there's no way this could have happened. And then also after sharing my story, I learned that there's a lot of fucking people who went through really similar shit. Although not a lot of people had a white nationalist for photography teacher. I guess that one was unique, which we'll get into that storyline. That is some of, like, one of my favorite endings because it has one of my favorite lines in the entire game. It's so fucking funny. But as insane as these storylines are, they're really not that unheard of. Some of them I'm like, I have a friend who's told me something like that happened. Or it's like, I've heard a story where something kind of similar to this has happened. And like I said, earlier this year, I experienced a suicide in the family with no real context as to why it happened. And on the one hand, like, it's heartbreaking and it's devastating, but there's also just that confusion. And, like, I hate to say unsatisfied, because, like, this is not, like, a book. This is a real fucking thing that happened. But you do just leave them like, I don't know why. I don't understand. Like, there's no closure to it. So I can understand why Nicole essentially went into I don't give a shit anymore mode. On top of that, with what she says about how, you know, I have to move place to place to place to place to place, and I have no control over it, it makes a lot of sense why Nicole is essentially trying to take control over every interaction that she has. I don't like this person, so I'm going to get some form of control over them. As a sociopath who's been broken, I don't care about the consequences, but I don't want to be at the mercy of someone else anymore. So while she's, and it's like, you can get that. You're like, it makes sense. There is some degree of sympathy in here. But again, she's a really fucking awful person. And one of the worst things, though, is in the first game, because I feel like she's way worse than Re-Up. Like, I don't really get a lot of the more sympathetic moments. There's, I don't know, off the top of my head, again, like, I have all the routes, like, written down and all the endings, we'll go over them. There's one off the top of my head where I'm like, okay, you're actually kind of in the right in this one. There, you're terrible. There, you're terrible. There, you're terrible. That was fucking evil. But in the first game, if you go through the route of, like, basically trying to be a good person, being a nice girl, that route, those choices, lock you into two of the worst endings in the game for Nicole. There's another that's arguably worse, but it's, again, like, we'll talk about it. Oh god, that one's bad. That one's fucked up, man. So, without further ado, let's start getting into some of these story arcs, shall we? Starting, of course, with the original game. There are 15 endings, plus kind of like I guess like an extra episode for like, you got everything, here's a little bit. The second game has 7 different endings. It's about like 4 arcs or so in the second game. Anyways, I have them all written down, we'll figure them out. So starting with the dating your gym teacher. In the first game, it's like, I really don't want to talk about it because how much I hate it. So, what this arc deals with is the fact that the gym teacher is an absolute fucking creep. He is very attracted to his female students and does not bother to hide it. When Nicole is in the room, like the girls' locker room changing, he just walks in like he owns the place. He specifically mentions, depending on some of the shit you say, he can mention that he has cameras in there and he uses them to look at his students. Which I'm like, oh, like, that's fucking awful. But it also reminds me of Paranoia Agent. And I love Paranoia Agent. Show is fantastic. I won't go into spoilers for that, but there's this one storyline that has something very similar. And if you've seen Paranoia Agent, you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm like, oh, I'm just remembering that. And it's the worst shit ever. Like, oh, this is fucked. And it's not even in this arc, but in a different arc, they mentioned how it's like, yeah, so it turns out that the gym teacher's an absolute fucking creep, so we had to fire him. And some of the girls are like, yeah, you know, he would play this game with us where he would, like, guess our underwear, and it was really creepy. And the most fucked up part is he was right pretty much every time, like, reinforcing that there's cameras in there and he watches them. But you have the option, when he goes in there, sees Nicole changing, he's like, hey, sexy, you know, you wanna pollinate with a real bug? I don't know why I tainted Bug's life by quoting that. I don't know why that came into my mind. Now I feel even worse. But essentially, he's like, hey, I can show you a good time. You know, like, there's all these kids here. What you need is a real man. And it's like, hey, I mean, like, I can make it worth your while. I can take you out to nice places. I can compensate you for it. And Nicole, being Nicole, is like, sure, why not? You can get me alcohol, you can get me drugs, you can pay. I think she asked him at one point, it's like, how much money? He's like, I got like $300. She's like, shit, I'm a kid. That's a fuck ton of money to me. Let's go. Hang out with him. You get, like, party for... I think he takes her to Dave & Buster's at one point. But, like, they go to Dave & Buster's, and then after that, he's like, hey, now, why don't we go to my place? And she's like, sure. If that's what it takes, like, for free drugs and getting money and shit, let's go. Then you cut to the ending. Where the ending is, she's like, yeah, so, as soon as we got in there, he wrapped his hands around, like, he locked the door, wrapped his hands around my neck, and just squeezed super tight. Now, you might think ill of me for going to sleep with my gym teacher. Sure. You might think, well, the mistake you made was that, you know, you went to a stranger's house. Well, yeah, I mean, that's maybe not the best thing to do in the world, but how was I supposed to know that, like, that's usually not something you, like, you can go to a stranger's house and have nothing bad happen to you. It just so happens that this fucker was in a necrophilia. Which makes him so much fucking creepier. And it's like, yeah, this is an ending where she dies. Where she gets fucking murdered. And it's just so uncomfortable. And it is like the last few lines of the narration for the ending is like, it's like, as for my family, they can fuck off. They can go to hell. I don't care. See you soon, Dad. And like just the picture you have is just of this body in a house with like a tarp laid over and like, oh, this is an awful ending. This is an awful storyline. What did we learn from this? Because it's kind of how the endings feel. They're almost like the moral of the story is, or like, I watch a lot of Friendship is Magic. So it's like a Dear Princess Celestia. It's like, what I learned today is, don't fuck your gym teacher. Don't go into strangers' houses. Make sure that the people you're in a relationship with aren't into necrophilia before you go to their house. Because that's the moral of this story, I guess. So that's that. The next arc is Bullying Jeffrey. Where, I think it's also like if you go to gym class, you don't get changed. You're like, I don't want to do this shit. I don't fucking care. You can talk to Jeffrey, who's, you know, the nerdy kid, where's there's a couple lines involving Jeffrey that I'm really looking forward to talking about. He has one of my favorite lines in the game, and one of my other favorite lines is about him. That one's not Tilry up. That has been living in my head rent free, and I'm so excited to get to it. But, through having a conversation, it can come around to, like, what kind of porn is he into? And he's like, oh, gosh, Nicole, like, I don't know if I should tell you about that. You know, this is something really, personal. But, so here's what it is. I'm into, like, tall women. It's like, oh, like, you're into tall women? Like, that's cool. What are we talking? Like, 6'2", like, 6'4", like, 50 feet. I'm into giantesses, and I also like the idea of, you know, someone walking all over me. And Nicole's kind of like, I mean, I could do that. Not that she's interested in Jeffrey, but she's like, oh, so you like people, like, fucking with you, taking advantage of you. Okay, that's fine by me. And it's like, no, I mean, like, literally, like, stepping on me and walking on me. And, like, I'm also into, like, cat girls. And, like, I think she even asked him that point. It's like, do they say meow? I don't know. But, like, you can get that information out of him, and Nicole, being Nicole, the sociopath who, A, does not give a shit about consequences, and B, wants control over other people, tells the entire student body, okay, here's what the weird kid is into, and trust me, he's fucking weird. So he starts getting bullied about it, and the bullying gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And finally, he confronts Nicole after class. He's like, you told the entire school something I told you in confidence. I thought you were my friend. I thought what I said to you was gonna stick between us. My life is ruined. My social life is ruined. I'm gonna kill myself tonight. I'm gonna go home and I am going to finish the job. Because I know you don't care about consequences, but I'm going to tell you the consequence of what you did, and know there's nothing you can do to change it. And Nicole has two options at this point. Option number 2, I'm going to talk about option number 2 first. Let's look at the number 1, because that's the one that leads to the ending. Might be able to guess where it's going. Option number 2 is essentially to tell him, Jeffrey, what social life? You just said that your social life is ruined. What social life was there to ruin? Okay, like, everyone knows about your sex habits. Like, were people hanging out with you before? No. Were people inviting you to parties before? No. What did you normally do, like, after school? You know, go home and read manga and watch anime. What do you do now? Go home and read manga and watch anime. See? Nothing is different. People treated you like shit before I got here. People treated you like shit before I said all this. Basically, everyone thought this about you anyways. Now everybody knows. Literally nothing about your life is different. Stop being a bitch. To which Jeffrey's response is, huh, you're right, Nicole. This actually isn't so bad. I guess nothing's different. You're a great friend. And she's like, why are you calling me your friend? Why? What did I do to deserve this? And then I think after that, you kind of get locked into the being a nice person routes. If I feel like that is what happened. The other option, your first option, is literally just call his bluff. Where I don't remember exactly what Nicole says, but it's something along the lines of, like, you're gonna kill yourself? Okay, like, do it. Like, I don't believe you actually will. Like, you're a bitch, blah, 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 blah. So then you cut to the ending, which, of course, is the school shooter ending. Where, and yeah, like, we live in America now. Like, this is probably the most believable out of any of the things that happened in Class of '09. But she talks about, I think, like, the first thing she says is, you know, I would have left a note, but it's, you don't have time to write a note when there's a gun to your head and then it fires in, like, 2 seconds. What's interesting about this is people are going to look at me and kind of see me as this victim, this helpless victim, and they're going to see him as, you know, this horrible monster. And I mean, like, fuck him. He's a piece of shit. He's always been a piece of shit. This almost kind of justifies what we did to him because look what he was capable of. But, like, that's it, I guess. I'm dead. So it's another ending where she dies. But it's kind of that little bit in the middle where she's almost like saying, people are going to remember me as the victim and him as the monster. And maybe they're right, but they're not 100% about that either. Jeffrey snapped. Jeffrey is not wholly sympathetic in what he did. He's a murderer. He wouldn't have snapped, though, if he wasn't pushed. And if he wasn't pushed so hard. And as the game shows, like, you got 2 options. Only one of them would have done that. You, Nicole, had the option, like, it was still within your power, within your control to salvage this situation. You chose not to. And it's a really interesting way of looking at this kind of a tragedy. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that, yeah, every person who shoots someone, like, they're sympathetic people. No. Because when you go that far, you are a fucking monster. But it is, I guess it's almost kind of what I was saying earlier, where it's, sometimes there's closure in these kind of scenarios where you're like, what fucking happened is a goddamn tragedy, but I can at least understand what caused it. And this is a situation where, like, you 100% understand what caused it, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes it is just a pure tragedy. Sometimes it is just someone is fucking evil. Yeah, as you can tell, these endings are, like, really fucked up. This is a fucked up story. I loved it. I won't lie. I had a great time reading it and just seeing, like, essentially how far down the rabbit hole this shit was gonna go, and there are some storylines that, while still fucked up, are really funny. Not every ending has Nicole die. So let's get to another one. Let's see what our next one is. By the way, these aren't really in any particular order. It was just, I had watched a video of all the endings to kind of remember what everything was and to hear her like monologue and her thoughts. And I was like, all right, the first one was the gym teacher. Let me write that down. The second one was Jeffrey. Let me write that down. That's just kind of the order that I did it. The next one, oh no, sorry. The next one is Crispin. So one of the first things that happens in the game is Nicole goes to the new school and this dude named Crispin shows up. And I kind of fucking love Crispin because he's very dumb. He's very vapid. Like, he's just kind of like, oh, yeah, so, like, you're new here? Yeah, like, I like music, too. Like, you're so deep. I think I'm so deep, too, and, like, really misunderstood. We should hang out. Like, that's just how he talks. And there's a scene in Re-Up. Actually, there's 2 scenes in Re-Up with Crispin that are really, really funny. But, like, you can hang out. He's like, yeah, like, I could show you around the school. Would you like that? And you can be nice and let him show you around the school and be nice to him. And if that happens, you get a situation where he's like, you get a couple texts, and it's like, hey, I really like you. I had a really good time. This is what I think about you. And then he sends her a dick pic, which the game does not show. It is censored. She's like, oh my God, he fucking sent me a picture of his penis. Like, what the hell is wrong with this dude? Nicole has 2 options. Option number 2 is he made a mistake, which is, I'm now gonna forward this to everybody, so everyone is gonna know what he really looks like and how small he is, and we're just gonna make fun of him forever. Excuse me, which doesn't actually lead to any specific endings. It's just like, oh yeah, here's some shit that happens, what an asshole, and then the game continues. The other option is, you could essentially tell your mom, because I think your mom like, kind of hears about it, and then you either like downplay it, like, no, I'm fine, guy's an idiot, I'm gonna fuck with him for it. Or, I don't remember exactly how it's phrased, but something like, throw a pity party, where essentially Nicole's like, I feel really bad about this, I can't believe he would do that, blah, 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 blah. And then her mom's like, I'm gonna sue the school, like, I'm gonna call the school, I'm gonna try to get this kid expelled. Which then leads to an ending. With that ending being, he was not expelled, mom threatened to sue, but they knew because I'm on the assisted lunch plan that we don't have the money for a lawyer. So mom said, fuck it, the school is a piece of shit, so we're moving, and I'm moving again. Yay. And that's that ending. Like, it's, at least no one died, but again, there is sexual harassment in this game, because sending an unsolicited picture of your genitals, or like anyone's genitals, is sexual harassment. Nicole genuinely does not seem bothered by it at all. She genuinely, the reaction I get from her is just, why? It's not like, oh my God, I can't believe he would do this, like this is fucked up. It's just more of a, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? But now I have ammo and I'm going to take control of the situation. But what's really fucked up is like if she does, because like the way she says it, the way it's written, again, like my interpretation is that when she says, no, I really don't like that he did this and I'm uncomfortable, it feels like Nicole is saying that for attention and being Nicole. And again, I'm not at all trying to insinuate that anyone who like gets one of those kinds of pictures and then says, this made me uncomfortable, that does not mean someone is just doing that shit for attention. That is not an okay thing. That's really fucked up. But with Nicole being Nicole, that is how it comes across. But there's also that kind of sense of like, someone is sexually harassed, doesn't decide to just take it. And it's like, no, this made me uncomfortable. I want to stand up for myself. I want to speak out about it. And nothing is done. And so they just have to leave. That is really fucking shitty. Unfortunately, again, like that is also, that's not something I can speak to like happening to me specifically or to someone I know. But I'm like, that sounds pretty fucking believable. The next arc, which has 3 different endings, is the white nationalism arc, where Nicole goes to photography class and models for one of her teachers, who is not a pedo, thank God. Instead, he's really racist. And there's a line that Clay heard like from the other room where she's like, so what is this? Is this like the Celtics logo? No, it's the Celtic cross. And I heard Clay from like the next room going, oh, is he a white nationalist? And then like 3 lines later, it's confirmed. Where one of her teachers, who kind of looks like Albert Einstein, is like, you know, like being white is a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And these other races are so impure. And at one point, like they're talking about like ethno-states and shit. It's fucking wild. So Nicole, I have not brought up Jekka once. So her best friend is named Jekka, which because there's a few different ways they can meet. It's all kind of randomly generated. And one of them, she's like, yeah, I'm Jekka. So is that like on your birth certificate? Or like, no, it's short for Jessica. Duh. But Jekka. She goes to Jekka and is like, hey, so, he's a white nationalist? Did anyone know this? Like, is everyone okay with this? Like, it's... And I think they have like a conversation. It's like, what's the difference between like a white nationalist and just like a racist? It's like, I don't even remember what they're going into. Like, essentially, one of the big differences is like a racist is an asshole. A white nationalist is like trying to make a fucking ethno-state, which is worse. I mean, it's essentially the same thing, just taken to a higher degree. So, you know, it's worse. The options you have, so essentially you can like send Jekka to go talk to him, like just talk to him, kind of see if he could suss it out, like blah, 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 blah. And then Jekka goes up to Nicole later. She's like, you know, I mean, he was kind of right. Like, you know, what's wrong with being white? Like, what's wrong with having pride? Like, there's, you know, like African Black History Month. Like, why isn't there like a White History Month? They're like, well, because fucking every other month is White History Month. Or it's like, why don't we have like pride parades for us? Like, because we were never oppressed like as a people. Like, there was a reason for this shit. But essentially, Nicole at this point has one of 2 options. Option number 1 is, this is fucking stupid, but I don't care enough, so just whatever. Do what you're gonna do. This will probably blow over. This is not gonna go anywhere. Or she can say, you know what? I'm not racist, but do I really care enough? It's essentially like, you know, I'm not racist, but I'll just go along with it to be included. And if you pick that option, you immediately get a bad ending where she's like, so we helped my teacher make a bomb, and I didn't know it was a bomb. None of us did. We just thought he had a really big pool. And he went to a Puerto Rican rights rally and blew it up, killing himself. And our DNA was the only shit that was there because we helped him make it. So I wasn't racist. I kind of pretended to be racist to like fit in with people, but wasn't actually racist. And then I had to convince a jury that I wasn't racist because I'm not racist. But because I got convicted, I now have to go to jail and convince a bunch of people that I am racist so I can get protection. So the moral of the story is, I don't know, don't build bombs for your fucking teacher. So that's that. The next thing is, like, if you say, like, you know, I'm not really going to fight this anymore, and I'm not going to join it either, essentially the entire school becomes white nationalists. Like, all the other students do. Like, they are a fucking cult. And Nicole can talk to Jeffery. I think she's talking to Crispin and Jeffery about it. And she's like, okay. Like, Jeffery, why the fuck are you doing this? Like, are you actually racist? He's like, no, but people actually, like, you know, before I joined the white pride party, like, everyone, you know, treated me like shit, but now that I'm doing this, you know, like, I'm, like, part of the group, you know, people don't fucking hate me anymore. She's like, okay, he doesn't actually believe this either. He just wants to be included. You know what I'm gonna do? Or actually, at that point, you have 2 different options. Essentially, and each one gets a different ending. Essentially, one is, I'm gonna fuck with Jeffery. The other is, I'm gonna fuck with everybody, for all intents and purposes. So fucking with Jeffery is, Nicole essentially seduces him. It's like, hey, Jeffery, you know, I was thinking, you and I should, like, really hang out sometime, you know, just the 2 of us. Maybe you could take me out somewhere. And he's like, I don't know. I mean, like, I can't do it on Friday night because we're gonna go egg a synagogue, and I have to, like, get all the extra toilet paper and eggs. Like, shoot. Friday is the only night I'm gonna be free, like, forever. So it's either me or the synagogue. And then these other people show up. And they're like, come on, Jeffrey, like, you know, we gotta go, you know, destroy the synagogue. You can't go on this date. And then Jeffrey has what might be my favorite line of the game, where he says, I don't know, having a girlfriend is more important to me than the final solution. And I laughed really fucking hard at that. I was not expecting a character to say something like that. I mean, I'm glad the final solution isn't important to him. It's like, what the fuck, class of 09? Then, because he says that, and he's like, yeah, I am willing to ditch what we're doing to go date a girl, they all brand him a race traitor and he gets fucking murdered. Which then leads to an ending where the FBI investigate the school for fucking terrorism. They expel all the white nationalist students and fire all the white nationalist faculty. Which at that point was like 95% of the school. So now there's no school and Nicole doesn't have to go to school anymore. And the ending picture is of fucking Jekka in prison with like all these Aryan tattoos writing Nicole a letter. And on the fucking wall is like just this picture of Eminem like he's this great prophet. And the picture of Eminem made me laugh really fucking hard. It's nutty. The final white nationalist ending is essentially if Nicole chooses to just, like, I'm gonna fuck with everybody. She's like, okay, well, what do you guys, like, do in the white nationalism party? Like, do you guys have, like, a chant or something? Like, yeah, we have a chant. Oh, can I record it? So she records, like, Jeffrey and Crispin screaming, like, white power and shit. And then when she gets home, she's like, okay, now I'm gonna, like, upload this on, like, the Islam forums and see the response. Which triggers an ending where she's like, yeah, so, surprise, surprise. Like, Islamic, like, extremists did not care for this and called for, like, a bomb threat on the school, or, like, to attack the school for being super racist. And I didn't know if it was actually going to happen or not, but I decided to call out sick that day. And then the picture is just of the school on fire because it fucking exploded because everyone was racist. So the morals of the white nationalism arc is, first off, racism is bad because it fucking is. Number two, it's about not getting swept up in bullshit. Like, don't drink the Kool-Aid, you know? Like, if you think this is a bad thing, don't just join it. And it's about thinking for your fucking self, you know? And the reason this one is not that far-fetched to me is I don't remember where this was. I remember hearing about this on a podcast, and I can't remember the name of the podcast either, and I'm like, fuck. It's a podcast that talks about kind of like weird shit in American history. Like, it's where I heard about the whale explosion, which if you have no idea about whale explosion, please look it up. It is some of the most insane shit. But it was this school where the teacher was like essentially trying to teach the students about Nazi Germany. Because I feel like one of the things that the students are having hard trouble like grasping and understanding is, if people in Nazi Germany understood, like, what was happening, like, the fucking Holocaust, like, that's evil. It's some of the most evil shit that has ever happened in, you know, human history. How could people just go along with that? So what the teacher did was he essentially turned his student body, like, his class, into Nazi Germany. He was like, you guys are... like, I'm making them know how special they are. And I think it was like some of the students are getting a little bit more attention than some of the other students. And I'm kind of like promoting them. And they're incentivized to report students that aren't like fully on board with the program. And I remember they called themselves the Third Wave. I don't remember where he got the name of that from. But it's like, we're going to be like the foundation of America, but like, this is the shit that we have to do. And if anyone doesn't do it, you have to ostracize them. And there was like one girl in the class that they did ostracize and like completely cut her off. And then other students in the school started seeing like the way they were treated and the way they carried themselves. And they were trying to get in on the movement. And I guess there was like students from other fucking schools that were trying to get in on this shit too. And it was getting like bigger and bigger and bigger. And then there was a point where I guess finally he's like, okay, this has to stop because it's gone too far. I think the story was like he took them all in like a room and like played them a video, like something of like Nazi Germany. And he's like, you, like with everything that has happened in these past few months, you are no better and no worse than the people of Nazi Germany. He's like this. And from what I understand, it was kind of like a Zimbardo prison experiment as well, where he was also really getting into his role. Like, he was no longer just the facilitator. He was like, oh, I'm kind of buying into my own shit. Oh, this is a problem. But, because, like, while I was playing it, I was like, this is some over-the-top insane bullshit. But how real is this one? Like, how likely is this one? And then I remembered that shit, and I was like, huh. Yeah, this is actually surprisingly realistic because something very similar happened here in America. Huh. Like that moment when class of '09 and there's like, it's like, yeah, you know, it's all the shit depicted in this is based on real events. We are not endorsing these events. We are not saying we agree with the shit that Nicole says or does. It's just an indictment on American culture and society. Like, yeah, it is kind of fair. Oh, God. But that's those endings. Then you get the Kylar endings. So Kylar is the dumb jock who plays lacrosse. Who also, because he plays sports and has, like, genuine injuries, he gets medication for his injuries, so he also, like, sells Percocet. And they also specifically mention that he lost his virginity to a girl who was unconscious. So like, oh, cool. He's a fucking rapist. So he's like super misogynistic. He's a rapist. He's really racist. He's incredibly homophobic. There is this one line, though, where I don't remember what the context was. But he says some shit about how, because like, it takes place at the end of '08 and then like the very start of 2009. Where they're talking like how Obama's gonna get elected. He's like, yeah, like Obama's really fucking gay. Like anyone who votes for him like fucking sucks. Like my dad's voting for McCain. And then one of his friends is like, no, it's pretty fucking gay that your dad's gonna vote for McCain. Like, I got a kick out of that. I couldn't help it. But, there's a storyline. Essentially, it's like when you go to the gym and you say, I don't want to date my gym teacher. Instead, Kylar will go up to Nicole and be like, hey, you know, we can be a thing. And you can take him up on that. Essentially go on a date to his house where Nicole's like, I don't care about you. I really don't want to be here. I think at one point he gives her like this whole spiel about like lacrosse. And he's like, dude, I literally asked you if you were paying for the pizza. Why did you say all this random bullshit? So essentially the way their conversation goes is Kylar really likes Nicole, really wants to fuck her, and is like, essentially, what do I have to do to make that happen? And Nicole, being Nicole, the sociopath with no concept of consequences anymore and wanting control, essentially tells him, I want to see you do something so big and so stupid that I have no choice but to date you. Like, any guy can be nice to me. Any guy can show me a good time. I want a guy who wants to ruin his fucking life to make me happy. That's the kind of guy I want. And then Kylar also gives her the keys to his house because, sure dog. So what will happen is, like, a few days later, so, like, Nicole is in class, the guidance counselor comes in, and is like, hey, everyone, the PE teacher got fired for being a pedo, blah, 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 blah. If, you know, if anyone was, like, affected by him or, you know, had those kind of circumstances with him, Feel free to talk to me. My doors are always open. Which, out of context, sounds great. That sounds like a guidance counselor doing his job. But in context, the guidance counselor is almost as creepy as the gym teacher. I say almost because the guidance counselor never fucking chokes Nicole to death and ugh. But he makes a lot of really inappropriate comments. And then there's parts where he'll like give a speech about it's like, well, you know, homosexuality was something we used to look down on, but now we're okay with it. And like interracial marriages we look down on and now we're okay with it. Age is just a number. I mean, like we look down on an adult and a child now, but I mean, maybe you're like, oh, stop talking. Oh, it's so gross. So, him saying to everybody that, like, yeah, if you had those kind of interactions with the gym teacher, you can come talk to me. It just sounds, it literally, like, made my skin crawl when I was playing. It's kind of making my skin crawl now. But after he does that, he'll essentially be like, hey, Nicole, I want to talk to you after class. Because, like, you can say some shit. It doesn't really matter what you say. I don't remember. But he's like, hey, I want you want to get out of here, and you can either, like, yell and scream for him to get caught, or you can say, like, yeah, fuck it. Which I actually never did, but, like, I got all the endings, so I know that doesn't lead to an ending. I just don't think I wanted to see where that went if I didn't have to, I'm gonna be honest. But I assume it just gets you outside, and Kylar is on the fucking roof, and he's like, Nicole, I'm gonna jump. This, like, you want someone who'll, like, do something crazy and stupid? This is me doing something crazy and stupid, but it's okay. I'll be fine. Like, I'll land on my feet, and my feet will, like, absorb the shock from the jump. And the principal outside is like, oh my gosh, Nicole, why is he up there? Like, well, I don't know, like, I told him to do something stupid, and I was gonna do something stupid. Well, don't let him do it. So you have two options. Each one leads to an ending. The first one is essentially like, Kylar, yeah, that'll definitely get me to date you. Do it. So he does. And he jumps, and his legs, like, shatter immediately. And then, like, his sprite has, like, a fucking bone coming out of his knee. And they're like, oh, shit, like, he fucked up his legs. He's never going to be able to walk. And he's like, I can't walk. I can still play lacrosse, though, right? And then he talks to Nicole. He's like, Nicole, I'm sorry, like, I wanted to provide for us by being a professional lacrosse player, but I can't do that, but we could still date, right? We're still an item. And Nicole has two options. The first option is to tell him, I think it's like, lie so it'll hurt worse later, which is, that leads to an ending. The other option is to say, I only date guys who can walk, which will lead to a previous ending, like one of the other endings of the route. But just they're going, sorry, I only date guys who can walk, is so fucked up. It's like, again, it's like there's parts in this game where I'm like, Nicole, you should not have went to go, like, sleep with your gym teacher. But that does not mean at all you deserved what happened. You 1000% have my fucking sympathy. And then there's one like this where you're like, oh, right, but you're also pretty fucking evil because, oh my god, that is awful. But essentially you can be like, yeah, Kylar, I'll still date you. It's fine. Fully intending never to date him. He gets rushed to the ambulance. She has a conversation with Principal Lynn where she's like, Nicole, what the fuck was that? To which Nicole says, like, you know, I know that guys will literally do anything for sex, and I'm gonna be honest, I wanted to know what literally anything looked like. And I got my answer. Which, honestly, it's one of those lines in the game where it's like, I don't like this one because it's, like, particularly funny. It just kind of made me think for a second. I was like, yeah, I guess that from that perspective, that is what literally anything would look like, huh? Oh, that's fucked. So then, using the spare key, she goes to Kylar's house, finds his Percocet, and she's like, holy shit, he has so much. I could take drugs, like, I could supply my drug habit forever. And then she ODs. Her mom finds her, calls the hospital, then she goes to rehab. And she's in rehab, and she's like, yeah, so, like, I took a bunch of pills, got addicted, got fucked up, and then I'm in rehab, and I'm like, cool, at least I don't have to go to school, but there's a fucking tutor here, so this sucks. And there's a bunch of, like, really creepy, like, crackheads and shit with, like, no teeth that keep hitting on me, and it makes me really want to get out of here. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Not really, though. But actually. And that's how that one ends, and you're like, that was just, like, a really, like, I mean, Kylar's an awful person, but even still, like, fuck, and, So then the other two endings were either A, if you tell Kylar, sorry, I only date guys who can walk. Or if you tell Kylar, don't jump, I'm not gonna date you. I don't even like you. Which, when you tell him that, essentially gets him depressed, so he jumps. And I believe it's, if you tell him that and he gets depressed, he jumps and he immediately dies. If you tell him I only date guys who can walk, you then find out that he did die. And it's like, yeah, he shattered his pelvis instantly and, like, the bone went straight into his intestines and he died. I'm like, that sounds like some Final Destination shit. Holy fuck. But now all the guys in the school are terrified of Nicole because they're like, holy shit, she just manipulated a dude into killing himself. She is terrifying. And her two options are either weaponize it or weaponize it. So she either weaponizes it by, I didn't really get this one. It's like by essentially like starting a blog and becoming YouTube famous and having a big career. So I'm like, wait, what exactly is she doing? Like, hey, I made a guy kill himself, so, buy my, like, I'm sponsored by this? Or is it, because she said, like, she, like, spoke to assemblies and shit, so is this about bullying? Is this about, like, a woman standing up for herself? Like, I'm not exactly sure what her channel or whatever was based on, but she becomes YouTube famous, which isn't as good as famous because she specifically says, I tried to, like, hang out with the guy who played McLovin, but he never responded to my texts, which is honestly, like, a really funny way to end that, like, that monologue. The other is, she bullies Jeffrey into essentially saying, I manipulated a dude into killing himself. I can do that to you too, unless you do all of my homework for me. He's like, okay, Nicole, I don't want that to happen. So she's like, yeah, he took that deal and he kept doing it. Like, he did it all throughout senior year, which is wild, which is crazy to me because most people kind of forgot about what happened to Kylar after like a month or two, and Jeffrey never did. So now I'm the valedictorian, and I didn't know what the fuck to do for my speech. I just, like, read some shit off of AA brochures, and everyone ate it up. But, thanks, Jeffrey. Thanks, Kylar. And that's how that ends. Like, that's, I mean, go Nicole, but also, like, you made a dude kill himself, and, like, he's an awful fucking person, but even still, holy shit, like, boy, that was unpleasant. Fuck, even that line, though, of like, I only date guys who can walk. It's like some fucked up South Park shit, where, like, that's so horrible, it loops back around to being funny, and a lot of shit in the game is like that. Let's see. Like, at this point, I'm, like, maybe halfway through the shit, all the shit that happens in the first game. So the next one is the false accusation, where Nicole's in photography class, and she's putting on her eyeliner, and the teacher's like, hey, Nicole, like, are you gonna do anything? No. Well, I'm gonna send you to the principal's office. And she gets sent to the principal's office. And you have the option to basically just say, like, hey, like, I didn't do anything. Like I was just doing my makeup. Like, she was doing her makeup and basically told her teacher to fuck off. Like, no one cares about your shitty class. What are you going to do? Fail me? It's an elective. You can't keep me from graduating. But she gets into the office. She's like, dude, I didn't even, like, fucking do anything. Like, come on. Hey. Excuse me. He molested me. That's what actually happened. It was like, he put his hands on me. He was saying some fucked up shit. I'm essentially defending myself, and now I'm sent here. This is unacceptable. Then her mom gets called. So, like, when she goes home, Nicole talks to her mom, And her mom's like, Nicole, what happened? And you have the option to tell your mom. I think you have the option at that point to say, like, no, it's bullshit. I'm not sure. But to be like, yeah, like, this happened. Nicole, like, look at me in the eye and tell me this is true. Because, like, you've said that kind of shit before, and I feel like it's something you've used as an excuse when shit, like, pisses you off. And I want to believe my daughter. Tell me if this is true or not. Yes, it's true. Okay. I believe you. We're gonna fucking sue that school for everything they have for what they put my daughter through. Then there's a big-ass trial. Nicole is, like, answering questions on the witness stand. And essentially, you have a choice to either keep going with the lie or tell the truth, which each leads to a different ending. If you keep going with the lie, Nicole wins the case, and you get an ending where she's like, yeah, so we won like $500,000 on this, and so I was fucking loaded, so I dropped out, I moved to LA, now I have a fuck ton of money that the school pays for, by the way. It's like, I have this expensive drug habit to finance, and the school pays for it. Life is good. The other ending is, she tells the truth that the whole thing was made up, it was all bullshit, and you get an ending where she's like, yeah, we had a fuck ton of legal fees after, and my mom remarried, and she said, like, I don't give a fuck about you, like, you can go live under a bridge, you are not welcome in my new house, and now I live in a cardboard box, so, there's that. And that's how that shit goes, and on the one hand, there's a part of me that goes, why? I mean, I feel like a lot of this game just makes me go, why? Why would you do this? But it's like, I look at that LA ending, which I feel like most people will say is like the unironically, unambiguously, like, this is the best ending for Nicole. She gets a fuck ton of money. She gets to move out. She gets to essentially just live her life without dealing with her mom, without dealing with, like, the stress of her dad, without dealing with, like, a bunch of pedo teachers trying to go after her. This is great. But what she said was bullshit. The photography teacher was not molesting her. He's, like, the only teacher that wasn't in that game. But he wasn't. Like, she did drag an innocent man through the mud. Literally because he got mad at her for putting her makeup on in class. So she said, bet, you're kind of annoying. I'm gonna ruin your life. And, like, this is the Nicole you really see in Re-Up. I don't like that. But even then, I'm like, but while he is an innocent man, he is really super fucking racist. And it's not just that, like, yeah, like, he's a piece of shit, but he keeps that to himself. We've seen in other endings where he doesn't. There's, like, I've seen what he's capable of. So while he didn't do what he's accused of, he still has an ending where he murders, like, several people and then gets another person killed. So, like, he's not exactly a good person. And also, it's like, while he did not ever touch Nicole, there are other teachers who very much have tried to. So the school definitely should be paying for all the sexual harassment, but she got the wrong, like, I feel like if this was like she blamed the guidance counselor or the coach, and then this happened, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is unambiguously a win. But you're like, there has to be enough of Nicole, like, doing something awful and knowing she's doing something awful and getting away with it. Again, you're like, that is basically what Re-Up is. You're like, I can't fully root for you here, but I don't root for the other side either. Fuck. And then the other ending is like, yeah, I told the truth, and all of this shit happens. Which essentially is her trying to be like, this is what happens when you tell the truth. Where you're like, yeah, but that also only started, like, the only reason you're being so heavily punished for telling the truth is because you told a really, really, really fucked up lie and kept it going. So that's not just like, yeah, never tell the truth because it'll fuck you over. It's like, no, don't accuse people of things they didn't do and double, triple, quadruple down on it and then tell the truth. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Nicole? I saw the intro. I know exactly what's wrong with you. And boy, the environment you're in does not help you at all. But like, fuck, man. You know? The next couple endings are when Jeffrey takes pictures. Because there's a part where Jeffrey goes into the girls' locker room, takes a picture of Nicole, like, half naked, and is like, now I'm gonna get revenge on you, Nicole. Like, I can sell this to all of your admirers, and I'm gonna make so much money, and I might keep it for myself, too. And then he runs off. And Nicole does have a really funny reaction, because she's been trying to get into her locker. She's like, I can't fucking open this. This thing's a piece of shit. That happens. Jeffrey leaves, and she goes, oh, fuck, I think I'm at the wrong locker. Which is a genuinely, like, funny line. Also, again, that is clear sexual harassment. And you're like, as much as I want to sympathize with Jeffrey, I know what he's capable of pushed too far, and it's fucked up. And then also he does something like this, which isn't even like a, I was pushed too far, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, fuck you, dude. Like, what is wrong with you? So Nicole essentially has two options, which is based on a previous conversation in this route where Kylar goes up to, like, her and Jack, and he's like, what's up, bitches? He either calls them bitches or whores. I don't remember, because he'll call them both frequently throughout the game. Where he's essentially like, hey, there's a party going on and I didn't get an invite. If you guys are invited, I want to go with you. And you can either say, no, fuck off, or sure, but you have to do something really, really stupid. Excuse me, and film yourself doing something really, really stupid and upload it so there's evidence of you fucking yourself over. Because Nicole is awful, but so is Kylar, so you generally don't feel as bad. So, if you didn't do that, what Nicole does is, I'm gonna go into the photography lab and I'm gonna fuck it up so Jeffrey can't, like, what's the word? I don't know. Like, he can't essentially get his picture done. And then she gets caught doing that. Because I think Jessica's like, why don't you just, I don't know, like, talk to a teacher or some shit. She's like, do you actually think the teachers at the school are going to help me? Okay, fair enough. So Nicole fucks at the photography lab, but I had a weird accent when I said the word lab. A cop comes in, catches her, which leads to her getting expelled. It is a statewide expulsion. She then, like, is not able to go to school, so her mom makes her get a job. She also specifically mentions that, like, my mom started, like, beating me after that. We're like, oh, that's super fucked up. But essentially, it's like, cool, now that I'm expelled everywhere, my mom is refusing to move, so I'm fucked. I essentially have to fend for myself, so I'm now, like, working at McDonald's, and I hate it. And that's that ending. And again, it's one of those where you're like, there are other ways Nicole could have handled that situation, but for all intents and purposes, she was sexually harassed. She tried to do something about it, and she's the one that paid the price, and it's not the first time that's happened in this game. It's honestly not about to be the last. Fuck, I hate that. The other ending is, if you told Kylar, I don't remember if you specifically tell Kylar, like, yeah, do something stupid, destroy the photography, because it's before the incident with Jeffrey. I think she just tells him, like, yeah, do something stupid and film it. And then Nicole is blamed for the photography lab getting destroyed, and she's like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. She gets called in the principal's office, and the principal's like, we know you had motive with what happened to Jeffrey. We don't have proof that it was you, but there's motive, and there's, like, no evidence of anyone else. Come on, Nicole, tell us the truth. She's like, I actually, for once, fucking am. I didn't do it. And then Kylar comes in and is like, hey, Nicole, like, I did it. I did the thing. And he, like, plays the video of him destroying the photography lab. And the principal just watches and is like, Nicole, you can go. Kylar, you're expelled. And then you get an ending, which might be my favorite ending in the game, and it might be my favorite ending between both games, which is Nicole graduates. And the ending monologue is essentially, it's a very reflective ending. And for me, it didn't really feel like it ended on like a big joke or anything. Because like one of the ones in the second game definitely does. But it's just kind of like, huh, so like I graduated and then I kind of had to start being an adult. And, you know, as a teenager, I was just used to, like, whenever someone would hit on me, just, like, call them a pedophile and, like, get out of it and shit. And I'm like, oh, I'm, like, actually an adult now. I can't do that. I actually have to, like, navigate relationships and figure out, like, what I want with my life. And, like, I'm very attractive. Like, does that mean I have to try, like, extra hard? Or does that mean I have to try, like, not hard at all? Like, how many people work really hard but are super pretty, so everything comes to them naturally, so they're just not motivated to do anything, so they just like stop and give up? I actually want to know about this. Like, I'm genuinely interested in this shit. Like, what do I do now that I've graduated? And that's like how that one ends. And I'm like, I actually really liked that one. Huh. What do you know? Like an ending where no one died. On the opposite end of that spectrum, you get the nice girl routes. Which are, you know, like, I think the first two endings I got, definitely the first one I got. Which is, like, yeah, you're nice to Crispin, you're nice to Jeffery, you're nice to Kylar, and you hang out with them and shit. And Nicole ends up having a conversation with Jekka, and I don't remember who the other girl was. I don't know if it was Emily, I don't know if it was Kelly. I don't think it was Ari, because Ari, like, doesn't really do anything in the first game. And they're essentially like, why are you hanging out with all these guys? Do you actually like any of them? No, I'm pretty much, Nicole's like, I'm just kind of being a nice person, and I think I'm in too deep to just say, I don't like you, stop hanging out with me. And you have an option to either go to the concert with Crispin that you don't want to go to, or go home and kill yourself. And I was like, is this real? Because this was my first ending. I was like, is this legit? Like, is this really the direction this game is going to be going in? Okay, I'll choose that. Oh, like, the game is serious. Oh, shit. And you get to an ending where she doesn't kill herself, but she tried. And she talks about how it's like, yeah, you know, like I was in a psych ward for a bit, and now I'm out. And, you know, like the worst part about trying to kill yourself is the fact that you have to talk to people after, and no one really knows how to communicate with you or like what to say and shit. And man, it's fucking awful. I'm like, yeah, it is. What the fuck was this shit? Then you can go to the concert with Crispin, which leads to the gym teacher coming out of nowhere. He's like, hey, you got me fired for calling me out for, like, being a pedo and shit. So I hate you, so you're coming with me. No, I'm not going anywhere with you. Okay, bitch, you're gonna regret it. Which at that point, I had not seen the shit with the gym teacher, like, coming into the locker room, asking her out. Hadn't gotten that fucked up ending. Hadn't seen the shit of the girls being like, yeah, he, like, guesses our underwear and whatnot. So that came completely out of nowhere for me, which I feel like is the biggest problem in the game. It feels like sometimes there are routes where I'm like, because I've played the game enough, these are things that make sense to me. But other times, like, that feels like that came completely out of nowhere. What the fuck? And I will say, Re-Up is almost the opposite, where it'll be, there are these really interesting scenarios at the start, based on, like, your first few choices that don't lead to endings, but can, like, lock you out of certain routes. I'm like, this is really interesting. I would love to see a route of this. And then it just doesn't go anywhere. Like, I'll put a pin in there because I want to finish talking about this. But essentially that shit happens with the gym teacher, Nicole goes to school the next day, and the guys she's been hanging out with again, Crispin, Jeffrey, and Kylar, are all like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I've been hanging out with you for so long, and you haven't, like, given me sex yet, but you fucked the entire football team? Oh my god, you are such a fucking whore. Why didn't I get any of that? She's like, what are you talking about? As it turns out, the coach made good on his word about, like, you're gonna fucking regret this, and started a rumor that she had sex with the entire football team. So now everyone in school thinks she is this massive slut, and they are treating her like shit, and her supposed friends are just like, yeah, like, we don't really like you, we don't really care about you, we just wanted to have sex with you, and clearly you're willing to have sex with other people, but not with me, so I'm gonna treat you even worse. So she goes to the guidance counselor and is like, I want to be able to talk about this because, like, there's this rumor about me and it's not true, and I want to be, like, I want to know how to fix this. And essentially, he also calls her, I don't remember exactly what he says, but something along the lines of, like, you know, maybe a good way to prevent your guy friends from asking you to have sex is to not have sex with the entire football team. Yeah, we know, Nicole. We all know about it. She's like, I'm going to talk to the principal. The principal knows too, but I mean, if you want it that bad, my doors are always open because he's a fucking creep. Which then leads to an ending where Nicole kills herself, like where she hangs herself. And like she gives this long like speech, like this long suicide note. And the part that I remember, it really stuck out to me when I played it, when she's like, you know, blah, 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 blah. You might end up just like me. And just like Dad. Then it goes on, and then it's like, by the way, if you're reading this, it means I'm dead. And then you get the, like, the image. And I really hate that last line of just the, if you're reading this, it means I'm dead. Because it's, as soon as she said, just like me, just like Dad, I knew exactly what she meant. And I was like, oh, like, that is haunting. Like, that hit really hard. That is so fucked up. That is horrible, but that was really well done. And it's not like that extra line spelling it out ruined it, but I was like, it was like that line from Amadeus where he's like, oh no, like Mozart, like, yeah, it's really good. There's just too many notes. Like, you just need to cut it down a little bit. That's kind of how I feel. It was like, except the opposite. It was like, it was already perfect. Then you just added a couple notes that didn't need to be there, that didn't actually, like, make it better. It was perfect. Yeah. But it's still like, oh, really, like, I don't want to say it's a really good ending because it's really fucking depressing. And again, it's like, this is kind of why I can't completely hate Nicole either. It's like, yeah, you treat people like shit. You treat these three dudes like shit. They do a lot of things to deserve it, though. Like, and that's kind of the thing. It's like, yeah, you bullying Jeffrey and treating him terribly and being mean to him. Well, I've seen what he can do. Like, he'll go into the locker room, take pictures of you, and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna sell these. And I'm probably gonna keep some for myself. You're a fucking awful person. And then, like, some of the shit that Kylar will do would say, or Crispin, I'm like, Crispin isn't so bad. Oh, that's sexual harassment. Crispin, why would you do that? Fuck you, dude. The fact that when Nicole is at her nicest, it leads to either a suicide attempt or a successful suicide. Like, I can kind of wonder, like, does she know about this? No. But it almost makes sense why she's such a mean-spirited person in every other fucking scenario. And I have to pause real quick. You might hear the dog. Oh my gosh. I have to go take the dogs outside. I'll be right back. Okay. Dogs are outside. I can keep getting. So there's. I can keep going. Ugh. So there's one more ending. Those are the 15 endings, and then you get, like, this last little episode where it's, like, after graduation, Jeffrey goes and confronts Nicole and Jekka. And essentially he's like, Nicole, why are you so fucking awful? Like, essentially what he's saying is, I've watched you throughout, you know, our years in high school. And I'm pretty sure at least one of them was like, yeah, you did, you fucking creep. It's like, you could have phrased that better, Jeffrey. But essentially, it's, you don't know what it's like to be someone like me. I am a loser. I am someone who's constantly made fun of, constantly ostracized. The only attention I get from my peers is negative. And then there's you, who the attention, like, so many people want to talk to you. So many people want to be your friend. And instead of accepting friendship, instead of, I don't know, like trying to foster these bonds, you're just evil. The things you do, the things you say, it's like you do these things with no regard for the consequences. And he kind of says it in a way where it feels like it's supposed to like indict the player. Like, the things you do with no regard for the consequences is fucking horrible. But I'm also like, it's not like I have good decisions in this game because Nicole is awful. And then when I did have good decisions, it got her killed. So pardon me for not feeling super fucking terrible. But he says his piece, and then Nicole's like, okay, would you like to hear my piece, Jeffrey? You're right. You don't know what it is like to be me. You don't know what it's like to be popular. You don't know what it's like to be pretty. And it, weirdly, even though it's Nicole, like, saying this, it doesn't come across like, you'll never know what it's like to be popular or to be, like, attractive. Like, you don't know what it's like to be in that situation where people only want to talk to you and get to know you because they want to fuck you, because they want to take advantage of you. You don't know what it's like to have to deal with teachers who want the same thing that your classmates do. How people in a position of power want to do that. You don't know what it's like to come home and see that your dad has killed himself and blamed you for it. You're right. I don't really care anymore. I don't give a shit because these relationships mean nothing to me. I don't really know you people. I don't care to, because I know the only reason why you want to get to know me, and it's not something I'm interested in. And they both just kind of said, like, okay, we will never understand each other. I guess that's that. Now, of course, if they truly wanted to understand each other, there's a very simple thing they could do. It's a few things, actually. It's a simple plan. I didn't even mean to make a simple plan reference, but there we go. What's new, Scooby-Doo? Coming back to you. Anyways, you can, first, you have to rebuild the Tower of Babel. Second, you have to rig it with the legendary sword Durandal from Roland. Third, now that you have these two things together, you have to make sure that the Tower of Babel can tap into Durandal's power to shoot a giant laser. And fourth, you have to shoot that laser at the moon, because the moon is the symbol of the curse that God put upon the world when they first constructed the Tower of Babel. And it's the reason people can't understand each other. Because yes, I miss watching Symphogear. And I was like, fuck, I can make a Symphogear reference while talking about Class of '09. Who's gonna stop me? Me? Hell no. But that's Class of '09. Now I have to talk about re-up. So I'm gonna take that quick pin out of the wall. So here's some of the fucking shit that happens in re-up that does not get followed up on. I actually didn't write these down in my notes. This is off the cuff, so I might be forgetting a couple. One of them is you can talk to Karen, the nerdy girl. Not quite the Jeffery of the girls, but something kind of close to it. Where after a bunch of time skipping, she could catch you skipping, and then you could hang out with her for a bit so she doesn't rat on you. And Nicole says something about skeeting, like, you know, like skeeting all over your poster. And she doesn't know what that means. So Nicole's like, oh, that just means giving a compliment, right, Jekka? You know, when someone says they want to skeet all over you, it means they're being nice, that they want to compliment you. So Karen starts using skeeting in that same way and talks about how she wants people to like skeet on her and skeet on her in public and shit. And it's so fucking bad. And then Jekka's like, Nicole, you just turned Karen into the school slut because now all these guys are hanging out with her thinking that that's what she means when that's when she doesn't mean. And she used to be my best friend at elementary school and now you're going to ruin her, which means you're going to ruin my mental image of her. Wait, so Jekka, are you more upset that I'm like actually ruining this girl? Or are you upset that I'm ruining your mental image of her? Yes? And that one doesn't really go anywhere, but I'm like, I kind of wanted to see what happened. There's one where you go to the mall, like so these are like when you're skipping school. Like you skip school, go to the mall, steal a CD. You can just run with the CD and hope the cop doesn't catch you, to which he pulls out a gun, shoots Nicole in the leg. She's like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? I literally stole a CD. Why are you shooting me? And Jekka's freaking out. He's like, I will fucking kill you both. I will blow your fucking brains out. And Jekka is terrified. Nicole is terrified, but not as much as Jekka. And then when they go to school the next day, Nicole's more disgusted. She's like, how are you, Nicole? Like, I mean, I'm fine. Like, I got shot in the leg, but like, I'm getting drugs for it. So like, it could be worse. It kind of is what it is. And Jekka is fucking shook. And then it turns out the cop, was not fired for what he did. He essentially like, just got moved to a different position, which is also not the most unrealistic thing in the world because of qualified immunity. Where essentially what qualified immunity is, it's like as a police officer, if you are essentially any action you take, I don't remember the elements of it, but it's essentially like as long as it's reasonable and like within like the scope of what you're doing and you can justify it, you can't be sued. I would certainly argue that a 17-year-old stealing a CD from a mall, excuse me, does not at all, like what he did is excessive force, and I would argue qualified immunity should not apply. But someone would probably argue that, like, no, he didn't know what they had, blah, 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 qualified immunity, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, like, I don't think that would pass that test, but it's fucked up enough that, like, I can believe it could. It shouldn't, but it probably would, you know? He ends up getting moved to their school to work security, and he's like, if you give me a reason, I will not hesitate to fucking kill either of you. And again, Jekka is terrified. And it's like, I was like, oh, this is going to be a really fucked up arc. But I'm interested to see where it goes. And it doesn't. It's just like an intro. I'm like, that sucks. Then there's the one where Nicole and Jekka skip school and go to Nicole's house. In one of them, essentially, you can have Jekka hang out with Nicole's brother, which Jekka really fucking hates. But, like, that one actually gets resolved. Like, she's mad at Nicole, but then Nicole, like, does her a solid regarding the guidance counselor, and Jekka's like, you did me a solid. We're cool now. And then this one is, you do a bunch of Nicole's mom's drugs, like, you do her Vicodin. And then she's like, hey, Jekka, you want to do a mystery pill? Sure, I guess. So she does the mystery pill. She's like, what the fuck is that? Was my mom's last, I don't remember what the pill was called, but it's like her blood pressure meds. It's like, oh my god, you maybe do like blood pressure heart meds? I could fucking feel it. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And the mom comes home, she's like, my chest is so tight. I need to take my fucking pill. Nicole, where is my pill? And she's like, oh yeah, like, whoa, we did it. Like, oh, and her mom fucking dies because she didn't have her blood pressure meds. Which leads to a conversation between, like, Nicole and Jekka, where Nicole's like, I mean, I'm really not that bothered by it, although I probably should be. I'm just more mad that I have a trust fund set up, but I don't have access to the money for, like, several years. And Jekka's like, are you acting this way, like, so cold and detached because you honestly don't care, or because you're trying to fuck with me? Can it be both? And then later, where, like, as they keep talking about it, Nicole asks Jekka, she's like, like, what is this? Like, are you just feeling bad because I don't feel bad? Like, are you just going to start, like, crying for me because I can't do it for myself? Can it be both? And it's like, it's honestly, like, It's a fucked up scenario, but it's honestly a really sweet scene between the two of them. I'm like, this is going to be one hell of a story arc. Oh no, that's just like an intro bit. How? Her mom just fucking died. Like, we're not even going to explore this? Okay. Now, one thing I do also have to say before we get into a lot of the specific endings is, A, like I've said several times, Nicole feels way worse. I guess, a phrase I've heard a lot on the internet is out of pocket. She's a lot more out of pocket in Re-Up than she is in the first game. Jekka also takes a lot less of her shit. It kind of feels like in the first game, Jekka is more or less a second Nicole. In Re-Up, she's the one that will be like, Nicole, this is fucked up, even for you. And it's like, this is why I don't want to get involved in this scheme of yours. And will be the one to tell her, like, to kind of give her these speeches at the end of some of them. And I honestly really like that. Sorry, I feel like there's, like, plaque on my teeth. It feels awful. I hate it. Also, like, in the first game, where it's like, you get all the endings, you get that special scene with Nicole, Jekka, and Jeffery, that I really like, because I feel like it kind of sums up what the game is about. This is the disconnect between the popular and the unpopular, and it's like, this is essentially Nicole's mission statement. This is why I am the way I am, because I hate the people around me, because they don't give me a reason to like them, because I know what they're after, and I'm proven right every single time. This game doesn't do that. It's like this live action thing that doesn't really go anywhere. And then there's this thing about like this image of Jekka. And she's like, but what about me? And then it ends. So I'm assuming like the third game or a spinoff, like there's going to be something focused on Jekka coming up, which I love Class of 09. So I'd be down for it. And like I said, I really like what they do with Jekka in Re-Up. So I'm interested. But I was like, man, I was really looking forward to, like, this one's, like, kind of special ending because of how good the first one's was. And this one just didn't have that. But it does have 7 other endings. I don't think my thumb was in there. So it looked like I said 7 with only 4 fucking fingers. I mean, 6 total before in that hand. Anyways, point. So one of your endings, one of your arcs, is the civics class arc, which might be the funniest in both games. Like, there's another one in this where I would also argue is maybe the funniest. Where Nicole, for her civics class, has to start working for a charity and have people sign on her sheet to show that I am working for a charity. Nicole both forgets to do this and also doesn't give a shit, so she makes up a lie. It's like, yeah, I have a charity. I have the best charity, blah, 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 blah. So to keep that going, she makes up a charity, calls it Medicine Rocks, and the plot point of the charity is to give, like, prescription drugs, like, to give drugs to lower income families and shit in another county over. So, one of her classmates was trying to sell cocaine at the school and just drops a massive fucking brick of cocaine. So Nicole gets the cocaine, calls up Jekka, and in a classic, like, Keaton and Kel style bit, is like, okay, I need you to bring this, and this, and come to my house, and we're gonna do something. So Jekka shows up with all that shit, and they start making crack, which Jekka did not know was the plan. She's like, what the fuck, Nicole? You brought me over to help you make crack cocaine so you can sell it? What is wrong with you? And she's like, it's gonna be fine. Like, you brought the serving spoon. Like, this is a special thing for my parents. They got this from Tiffany's. This is so expensive. Like, if it was for this, I wouldn't have brought it. So they make a fuck ton of crack cocaine, which Nicole then takes to the other county over and starts selling. And every time someone buys, she's like, also, can you sign my hour sheet? And they just sign it. So she has all of these signatures that are clearly not hers to give it authenticity. Her civics teacher is very impressed with all the work she's doing, but then takes a few days off because he's not feeling well, to which Principal Lynn steps in and is very much like, I don't believe this for a fucking second. And at one point, basically tells Nicole, like, I know something's up. I'm not going to tell you if I know what it is or not, but I know something's up. Like, do you have anything you want to say to me about your about your charity? No, just I'm doing really well with it. It's great. Medicine rocks. So the way the route ends is Nicole is back selling crack. And a car pulls up and she's like, oh, this person's white. They're probably a cop. This is probably a cop. Wait, that's my civics teacher because her civics teacher is a crackhead. And that's why he was off work a few times, because he was fucking doing crack. So he's trying to sell him coke. He's like, Nicole, what the fuck? This is what you've been doing for your civics project? Okay. We now both have dirt on each other. I know that you've been selling crack, but you know that I take crack. So let's just agree to, like, not bust each other. Like, cool. Then the cops show up and he's like, oh, fuck. So he drives away from the cops, gets killed in a shootout with the cops. And Nicole's like, holy shit, you just killed my fucking civics teacher. Why did that dumbass get followed? To which the cop says, he's not the dumbass that got followed. You are, because we got a tip from your principal that you were doing this. So then Nicole is in jail for a bit, has a conversation with Jekka, where Jekka essentially just tells her, you're a fucking moron. You know, you talk about, like, how desperate you are and how this is something, like, you needed to do or blah, 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 blah. You just wanted to get out of doing a class. And you fucked up your entire life to do so. I hope this was worth it. Where you get to another one of those reflective endings where Nicole's like, you know, after having nothing but my thoughts for several months, I do realize what she was talking about. What I did was fucking stupid. I wasn't desperate. You know, I've heard people here who literally had, like, no money, or, like, they had to. And she's like, yo, one woman had no money to feed her child, so she had to steal. Another woman had to defend herself against her violent husband and murdered him. I just wanted to get out of doing my fucking civics class. I have a whole new perspective on my life. When I get out, I'm gonna be a better person. I'm also gonna buy a gun and murder my fucking principal for putting me here in the first place. So, there's that. And that's how that ends. You're like, so it's not quite like the graduation ending where it's like, it's fully reflective. It's like, it's fully reflective and then ends with Nicole being Nicole. But it's such an over-the-top fucking concept. Like, yeah, I wanted to get out of my civics assignment, so I just started selling crack. What the fuck? It's insanely bonkers. The next one is the theater class arc, which is the first one I got playing re-up, where the actual teacher is busy putting on a production of, I don't remember what the play was. So Megan, who was the class president and also, like, big into theater, is essentially a student teacher. So I said there's a couple really funny scenes with Crispin. This is one of them, where it doesn't matter what you do here. Like, you either do a table read with Emily, which is pretty funny, or an improv scene with Crispin, where it's like, hey, you know, it's 1949, your husband just came back from the war, talk about the war and what he went through. Nicole, being Nicole, doesn't want to do what she's actually told and wants to be as disruptive as possible. So she's trying to get Crispin to say the N-word. Being like, yeah, I mean, like, why would I say that? I mean, it's 1949. We don't have a reason not to say it. Come on, hon. Why, like, there's this like minority family that just moved in. Why don't we say the N-word to them? And he's like, I don't want to fucking do this. Can I not do this assignment? And it's so hilariously awkward. It's great. Nicole was fucking awful. So Megan, regardless of which route you pick, after class is like, hey, Nicole, I'm technically your teacher and I can fail you for being a disruptive piece of shit. So how about you stop being, fuck, the lighting is getting really bad. Stop being such a, like, disruptive piece of shit. Huh? Can you do that for me? And, hey, the lighting's back. And Nicole's like, I have a better idea. So through interactions with other people, she learns that Megan is dating this guy named Hunter, and they're not having sex, and Hunter really wants to have sex, and the relationship isn't going all that great, and she's like, I have an idea. Revenge is a dish best served cold, just like pizza. And Jekka's like, what the fuck? You eat cold pizza? What's wrong with you? Well, hot pizza is nothing but just fucking grease, so what's wrong with you for eating hot pizza? And they go on that little tangent, it's great. So then Jekka's like, so your plan is you're gonna seduce Megan's boyfriend and then have sex with him? Ew, no, why the fuck would I want to have sex with him? He's gross. I don't want to do that. I just want to find a way to fuck up their relationship, and I'm going to use the fact that they don't have sex to take advantage of it. So essentially what her plan is, what she is trying to do is, I'm going to make him really like me. I'm going to get him to send me illicit pictures of him. And I need one that also has his face in it. So I can prove, because if I just like send Megan a picture of some dude's dick without the face, it doesn't prove that it's him. But if his face is in it, I got him. Which does lead to, it's one scene where she shows Jekka one of the pictures and she's like, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's the head. He's uncircumcised. That's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I laughed really hard at that. It's in that in conversation, one of the pictures is Hunter nutted in his mom's jewelry box because Nicole's like, yeah, I told him to do that because I thought it would be hot. But I just basically wanted to fuck with him. And the line is like, yeah, look, a pearl necklace on a pearl necklace. That made me laugh way too hard. It's just like, fuck, that one got me. Eventually she gets the picture of his face, his genitals, it's all there, and of course you never see any of this, thank goodness. And there's also others of him like writing stuff on himself, like Nicole's great, Megan's a whore, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, Nicole is like, I am gonna make Megan think that I'm like a star fucking student. And she starts essentially like she's applying herself and trying to get closer to Hunter to make this all work. Which gets herself cast as the lead in Romeo and Juliet with Hunter being Romeo. So she like practices for the play. It seems like it's going super well. And right before curtain call, she's like, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and send this to Megan. And here's the pictures and send. Cut to the ending where she's like, yeah, it took about 2 minutes into the show for her to check her phone. Which I can't believe how unprofessional she is. Like she checked it right then. I thought she would at least wait until intermission. But Romeo was in the middle of a line, and then Megan, like, storms onto the fucking stage, started screaming at him, started crying, and she suffered public humiliation. An ambulance had to come and take her to the ER for a panic attack. And now every time she's in a relationship, she's going to think about him and she's going to think about me and what people are really capable of. So I know I caused this bitch permanent emotional damage. W me. I was like, oh, that was fucking evil. It was the most minor slight where she was like, hey, like, I'm technically your teacher, so I want you to respect me. Please take my class seriously. If not, I will fail you. So Nicole said, bet. I am going to destroy you as thoroughly as possible for this. That was wholly undeserved. What the fuck, Nicole? It's like, damn, like, I know this game is, like, depraved and shit, but, like, again, fuck, that was evil. So what's next? I don't remember which ending I got next. I think the next one I got was one of Ari's, actually. But, we'll get to those. The next one I have written down is the art class. Where, again, it's essentially like, hey, what we're going to be doing in art class is, like, drawing pictures of people and characters and, like, kind of telling a story. And Nicole going, I don't want to do this because it sucks. What are you gonna do? Fail me? Well, I mean, like, I can if I really want to, but I mean, it's not gonna do anything, so fuck you. So, but if you decide to draw like, oh, I'm going to make sure he loves my picture. Because she ends up finding out from talking to Jeffrey that the art teacher is, his wife was cheating on him with the UPS guy, which leads to Nicole and Jekka having a conversation about how she went from the teacher to the UPS guy. She fucked down. Why would she do that? So, the picture she draws is of 3 stick figures. It's of the art teacher's wife blowing the UPS guy while the art teacher is hanging himself because he found out. So, of course, the art teacher sees this and is like, fuck you, you're awful, I'm sending you to the principal. She's like, what did I fucking do? Gee, Nicole, I wonder what you fucking did. So she gets sent there. She ends up going back home. She is suspended indefinitely and recommended for expulsion. When her mom finds out about this, her mom essentially says, Nicole, I am so sick and fucking tired of all of your bullshit that I'm done. Get the fuck out of my house. You are kicked out of the house. You are no longer my responsibility. Like, are you fucking serious? Do you want me to call the police? And she goes and calls the police. So Nicole then goes to Jekka's house and is like, can I stay here? I'd be okay with that. But I don't think my mom would be okay with that, probably because my dad would just start hitting on you, and I really don't want to go through that, so I'm sorry. So you get this whole arc, because it doesn't just cut to the ending. There is this whole arc of Nicole being homeless, and essentially what she does is she makes a MySpace profile. What did she call herself? I think it was like Pierced Princess, I think, where it's offering her services as an escort, primarily in exchange for drugs. Because as she even says to Jekka, she's like, yeah, because I can't live the way I'm living sober. And doing what I have to do, being sober is even worse. And there's this line where Jekka says, I never thought I'd ask this as like a genuine question, but how's it going being a whore? And Nicole's like, I mean, escort, not whore. But, you know, like, kind of tells her all that. She's like, you know, it's not as bad as I would have thought, but it's not great either. Like, you know, like, half the guys want to, like, it's like half the guys hate me, and afterwards they just want me to, like, get going or else they'll hurt me. And then the other half, like, they want to save me, and neither is better than the other. Like, they're both awful. Or like, well, what about the rest of the guys? They just want me to go before their wives come home. So talk about that and, like, what she's been doing. And then Nicole, like, gets hit up by somebody who's like, hey, you know, I've got, like, a really high-profile job. So this has to stay between us. I don't want other people to know, but, like, I'm down if you're down, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, huh, high-profile, huh? Maybe, if I'm lucky, this will be like a politician or like a sports player, someone I can, like, blackmail. So she calls someone up. I believe it's Emily that she gets in contact with, because Emily's like, yeah, you should just, like, make a MySpace account and, like, do all this shit. So I fucking love Emily. Like, she's so batshit insane, dude. Like, her arcs are nuts. But anyways, she gets Emily to, like, here's what we're going to do. Like, when the guy shows up, you take a picture of him, and then we can blackmail him. So the dude shows up, and it's her art teacher, not knowing that he was going after one of his former students. But takes a picture, and he's like, oh my god, please don't tell anybody. Like, okay, then pay us. Like, I think it was like $1,000 each. He's like, okay, I will. But she's like, fuck you, you ruined my life. So, like, immediately we fucking told. Like, I told Jekka, she told the principal. Now this dude is being arrested. My expulsion and suspension have now been, like, canceled because it was on the word of someone whose word doesn't mean anything because he's paying for sex. Then it's like, yeah, so, like, I'm no longer homeless. Like, I moved back home because now I'm in school, and I still have the mental scars from what I did and what I had to do, but I did what I had to do. I'm not really ashamed about it. if I was less pretty, I would have had to do worse. And if you're less pretty than me, you would have to do worse. So bend over, bitch. And I was like, wow, that was really, like, that whole route was just unpleasant. Like, what Nicole did to get in trouble was really fucked up. And then what her mom did was super fucked up. And then, like, it's like, this one was just, I don't know if I liked that one. Like, there's almost, I almost like it for being actually kind of interesting. But, like, that one just wasn't funny. Oh, I just feel uncomfortable now. Like, it was just, like I said, it was just unpleasant. Then we get to the remedial classes, where I don't remember what triggers it, but it's essentially Nicole being Nicole, getting in trouble, and the principal telling her, like, if you fuck up enough times, we're going to have to send you to the other classes. And Nicole's like, I can get out of class? Hell yeah. So she, at one point, talks to Jekka, and she's like, hey, can I borrow your textbook? Like, what book is that? Sure, my government class. Oh, cool. Can I borrow it? Sure. Takes it, throws it out the window. Why the fuck did you do that? I'm trying to get in trouble. Like, I need them to get me written up so I can get thrown into, like, the other classes. Why did you ask me what book it was if you were just going to throw it out the window? I was just curious to know what I'd be throwing. So then the coach shows up. He's like, Nicole, what the fuck is this? Why did you do that? I don't know. You're going to write me up? No, because we're not supposed to do that. We have to be more understanding. I fucking threw a book through a window. Why are you trying to be understanding? And they have this conversation about how because it's the government book, she's probably trying to make a message and, like, this is an act of terrorism. He's like, we've been fighting terrorism for the past, like, 7 years. You're going to the principal's, young lady. It takes her to the principal's office. Who is like, your gym teacher tells me you're here because of, like, communism. I don't know what the fuck communism is. Like, Nicole, don't lie to me. I don't know what communism is. If anything, it was feminism. Well, the gym teacher does say that feminism and communism are the same thing, so you're probably right about that. So, blah, 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 blah. She gets thrown into the remedial classes. Like, these for the kids who... Oh gosh, I just remembered another fucking intro scene that has nothing to do with any route, and it's another fucking Jeffery scene. Let me put a fucking pin in there. Because it's like the same classroom, that's how I remembered. Oh my gosh, the fucking Jack and Daxter shit. It's so bad. Anyways, so she's in the remedial class, and it's like Emily is here, and Kylar is here, and it's like... You meet a new teacher who's like, I want to do good things for these students and blah, 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 blah. So essentially your route changes depending on if you hang out with Emily or if you don't hang out with Emily. If you do hang out with Emily, you go to the mall, you hang out with her, you do a bunch of drugs with her, you help her sell some drugs, which leads to one of my favorite moments between both games where you try to sell some weed to Jeffrey. You're like, do you want to get blazed? Blaze? You mean like Blaziken? What the fuck is a Blaziken? It's a Pokemon. No, Pikachu is a Pokemon. What the fuck is a Blaziken? Oh, they're on like 493 now, which I actually checked, by the way, because it makes sense because Black and White... I'm wearing a fucking Pikachu shirt. I know this. In 2010 is when Black and White came out. So the last game that was out in 2008/2009 was Platinum, at least in the main series. And as a Platinum, that is Sinnoh. The last Pokemon in the Dex was Arceus, which is God. And he, or she, or it, there's no gender. Arceus or Arceus, but I'm always going to say Arceus. I think it rolls off the tongue a little better. Is number 493. So when Jeffrey says there's 493 Pokemon, he is correct at that point in time. Minor tangent. But he's like, yeah, like there's 493 of them. And then he basically talks shit on them for ditching class, being in the remedial class, for selling and smoking weed. And then he leaves. And they're like, that was out of character for Jeffrey. Like, he stood up to us. And Nicole's like, yeah, like I literally told him earlier today, I hope he kills himself and his mom watches. And he still wanted to be my friend. There's only one... Jeffrey is so desperate for female attention that there's only one thing that would, have him spurn us. He must be getting female attention. How? So it turns out that Karen is now hanging out with Jeffrey. And Nicole and Emily are both like, whoa, we can't have this. We can't have him happy. Again, terrible fucking people. So I'm expecting them to go up to Jeffrey, try to seduce him and be like, Jeffrey, why don't you hang out with us? And then he chooses them and they're like, ew, we don't want you. We were just fucking with you and that's it. But that would be too easy and that's not nearly creative enough. So what they do is essentially they go up to Jeffrey and Karen. Excuse me. They're like, Jeffrey, I can't believe that you, like, had sex with me and then just left. You got me pregnant, Jeffrey. And they're basically going up to Karen and saying, this is why you shouldn't date Jeffrey because he's awful. Both of them say some crazy shit. One of them is like, yeah, dude, he's, like, super Christian. Like, he's so, like, he'll tell you that he's pro-life right as he's finishing inside of you. And that made me laugh, like, pretty fucking hard. But the thing that got me, the line that lives in my head, like, rent-free for the past week, was Emily saying, it's like, yeah, he's the kind of guy who will tell you that there's 493 Pokemon right before he goes down on you. And then Karen saying, that's the same number he told me! That fucking broke me, like, I was laughing so hard! And then, you know, like, Karen runs off, Jeffrey runs off, and they're like, 2 days ruined. We're great together. Anyways, they're supposed to do, I mean, in both remedial classes, you're supposed to write a paper about, I guess like both arcs in the remedial class, you're writing a paper about modern poetry. In this one, essentially what Emily decides to do is, modern poetry sucks because modern poets are all posers, because the thing about poetry is you put yourself in it, you put your soul in it, and if you really care enough, you will put your life on the line and fucking die. I don't care enough about my life, so Nicole, this is what we're going to do to really fuck over our teacher. We're going to give this impassioned speech about modern poetry and why it sucks and why they're all posers, including our teacher, and then we're going to take a bunch of drugs and kill ourselves. And Nicole, understandably, somehow being the voice of reason, is like, that's the most insane, fucked up shit I've ever heard. I don't want to do this. But unable to convince Emily otherwise, they both go through with it. And as Nicole says, like, in the ending, she's like, she's like, you know, there will always be someone who's, like, more hardcore than you, and it's, like, better than you. And that's what Emily is for me, but I cut mine with, like, a bunch of Flintstones vitamins, so, like, I passed out, I had a seizure, but I didn't die. Emily wasn't so lucky, but, geez, like, I know I'm super fucked up, but at least I have enough serotonin to not kill myself. Damn. And that's how that one ends. The other remedial class arc might be the funniest of the entire series, where the teacher is like, yeah, like, I think all rap music sucks, except Tupac. I really like Tupac and, like, what he says about, like, you know, the community and race relations. I think it's great. And Nicole's like, you know, I don't buy that for a second. I think my teacher is really fucking racist and only says she likes Tupac, so it looks like she's not racist. So I'm gonna write a really, really racist paper. And she is going to agree with me and give me a good grade. And that's gonna get her fired. So what she does is she borrows Jekka's copy of Mein Kampf, which Jekka has for AP English, and starts plagiarizing Mein Kampf and just replacing words like Jewish and Jews with, like, hip-hop and rap and shit like that. So at one point, Crispin, like, Ari walks up to her and is like, you're reading Mein Kampf? Are you in AP English? No. Oh, okay. Like, totally doesn't care. Crispin comes up and is like, hey, like, I saw you reading. Do you do that really often? Read? I mean, like, not really, but okay. He's like, yeah, you know, I like to read too. I'm, like, super deep. I think you're super deep too. I really like that book you're reading. I've seen it before. Oh, yeah? You like this book? Mein Kampf, yeah, it's like really deep. It's really good. Like, what do you like? What do you like about this book? Oh yeah, I think it's like themes and it's messaging. They're like super good, super deep. What's your favorite part of this book? Yeah, I don't know, like the middle. I think the middle's really good. Like, it's so funny. Like, oh gosh, it's gold. Like that, this whole storyline is comedy gold. So, earlier in the arc, Nicole has a conversation with her mom about how her mom got a new job where she is working at a kosher deli. I bring that up because Nicole delivers her paper to her teacher, gets an A on it, and the teacher's like, this is so it's so thought-provoking, it's powerful, it's so persuasive, and Nicole's like, okay, I'm glad you liked it. So because the remedial class is essentially up for review, the teacher's like, I am going to like get Nicole's paper read. It's going to be at like a big kind, not like an assembly quite thing, but like during, like in front of the review board and the principal and all that shit to show that like, this is what my students are capable of. So that event ends up being catered by the kosher deli. And the teacher starts reading the plagiarized Mein Kampf. And pretty quickly, it's like the people working at the deli are like, uh-huh. And the principal's like, uh-huh. And Nicole still left a few of like this shit about like Zionists in there. She didn't replace that. So the teacher is just reading all of that shit, not giving a fuck, and everyone's like slowly backing away. Cut to the ending where she's like, okay, so I just wanted, essentially, the teacher to get embarrassed and, like, maybe fired over this. I didn't expect the kosher deli to be there. Thanks, Mom, for not telling me about it. And they reported her to the Anti-Defamation League. And they went to that teacher's backstory, and wow, she is fucked up. She wrote her, like, senior thesis on how, what was it? About how interracial marriages are misogynistic against white women. Like, she is all kinds of, like, super fucking racist. So she's getting fired, losing her teaching license. My principal is under a mountain of paperwork. And I've never been happier. I've never felt more satisfied. This is amazing. As, like, the entire time, I'm like, if you're, like, it's so fucking insane. Not the idea of a teacher being a closet racist. That's believable. But a student going, I'm gonna prove it by plagiarizing Mein Kampf and making something so fucked up, but it's something they agree with, and it's gonna get them fired. Again, it's so insane that it's hilarious. Then we have the Ari arcs. These are the last two endings. So essentially what happens is Nicole has this excuse to get out of class and to get out of assignments where she just says, I'm really fucking depressed. And she tells that to Ari, who uses the same thing to get out of something, and Nicole fucking hates her for using her excuse. But then Ari comes out to her as gay. And Nicole essentially tells her, regardless of which of the two options you pick, like, dude, it's 2008. It's almost 2009. Obama's about to be elected. Like, homophobia is not really a thing anymore. Like, most sane people don't fucking care that you're gay. And essentially trying to, like, you don't have to be in the closet. You don't have to be worried about it. It's whatever. And essentially, Nicole can either say, yeah, I'm good with dating you, or I don't want to date you, which leads to two different endings. If she says, I don't want to date you, it somehow gets around the school that Nicole, people think she's homophobic. And she talks to Ari, she's like, why did you tell people I'm homophobic? I didn't tell people you were homophobic. I said that, like, you rejected me. And that you said homophobia is not really a thing. And people just ran with it and have their own conclusions based on how terrible of a person you are. So it's the Gay Straight Alliance, the GSA, has like 500 signatures of students saying we want Nicole expelled for being a homophobe, even though she's not. She just hates everyone equally. So Kylar goes up to Nicole and is like, hey, I heard about what happened, and that's really fucked up. You should join the Straight Club. And the Straight Club is a bunch of straight white dudes. It's Kylar, Hunter, Jeffrey, and the coach, who are all like, we feel oppressed for being white and straight. which definitely feels like a fucking episode of South Park, saying that out loud. So we made our own club, and Jeffrey's like, yeah, like, I'm in this club so I can feel like I matter and shit, blah, 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 blah. Okay, before I forget, I have to take this fucking pen out of the Jack and Daxter shit, because I'm gonna forget. In one of the scenarios, I don't remember which, like, opening scenario it is, Jekka and Nicole end up going to, like, basically the sex rehab in school. And Jeffrey is there, and they're like, Jeffrey, why the fuck are you here? Like, you're a virgin, you don't have sex, why are you in this? And he's like, yeah, so I was in the video game club, like, after school, and I was playing Jack and Daxter, and I, like, you know, started feeling around down there, and I ended up pulling it out while I was playing the game. Like, you were jerking off to Jack and Daxter? No, not to Jack and Daxter, while playing Jack and Daxter. It's just so, what the fuck? And I remember, like, a thing in my high school where there was, like, this one dude who I actually know was, like, caught jerking off in the middle of class. So it wasn't during, while playing Jack and Daxter, but, like, shit like that is something, like, I could believe happening. It's so fucking funny. But anyways, the straight club, and they're having movie night, and what they're watching is American History X, which earlier Nicole mentioned. She's like, yeah, it's a really good movie, and it, like, has this message at the end about, like, how racism is bad, which is a good thing. But they're watching the coach's edit of American History X, which, without the last 30 minutes, so essentially without the message, so it's just essentially about this horrible dude that's a racist asshole. And she's like, oh my god, like, this is how fucked up the straight club is. Not only is it a bunch of, like, white men who think they're oppressed, they also don't understand the message. So they essentially, like, the straight club, not Nicole, but the other guys are like, wait a second, so, like, the gay girl is doing all this shit to you, we should go burn her fucking house down. So they decide to go burn her house down, so Nicole has to, like, go to Ari and convince her, you need to leave your house because there's a straight club in school who are all fucking psychos that want to kill you. So she goes to Jekka first. Jekka then takes her to Ari's house, and she's trying to get Ari out of there, and Ari's like, I don't fucking believe you. Prove it to me. Prove to me that you're legit. Kiss me. I don't want to kiss you. Like, I don't want to fucking do this. No, I'm just gonna go. But she's convinced, like, okay, fine. Leave. Like, I'll take you. Like, if you come with us, I will kiss you. Like, I'll do it in a fucking public place, whatever it takes to make you happy. So they do. Like, so Ari leaves with them, which goes to the ending of her house burning down. She's like, so they did it. They actually went to her house and burned it down, which then led from people, like, not liking me and wanting me expelled to wanting to fucking kill me. So I've now been dating Ari for the past 2 months to make it look like I'm not a homophobe, because I'm not a homophobe, but no one believed me anyways, and now that this is happening, no one fucking believes me. So I have to be in this relationship with someone I don't like and think is super annoying, and I have to do it essentially until we graduate, and I can't make her know that that's the reason why I'm dating her. This fucking sucks. And that's an arc, and that's an ending, and it's fucking insane. And, like, I don't want to say it's funny, because it's about homophobia, and, like, that isn't something that's funny. But the idea of straight club, and how, like, fucking batshit insane it is funny. And just there's this whole thing where she, like, goes to Jekka's house, like, this better be good. I'm watching Drake and Josh. That made me laugh. And then go to Ari's house, like, this better be good. I'm watching Drake and Josh. It's still on. It was a marathon. Like, I got some good laughs in the arc. The last ending to talk about is if you do date Ari, which essentially is, it's not even essentially, Nicole is abusive throughout this relationship. She is just getting, as she's treating Ari like shit. As she says to Jekka at one point, she's like, I have no interest in her romantically, sexually, whatever. I'm just trying to see how much I can get away with. And eventually Ari gets to the point where she's like, I'm being abused. This isn't okay. This relationship is over. To which Nicole's reaction is, I got dumped before our counselor got reported. Huh. So then she talks to Jekka, like a normal conversation. Ari shows up with Hunter, her new boyfriend. So even without Nicole's influence, he still would have broken up with Megan. That's kind of funny to me. Sorry, Megan. Then she's like, wait, you're gay. Why do you have a boyfriend? Like, I thought you were gay, not bi. To which Ari essentially says, I love girls. Like, I love everything about girls. I am gay. But my relationship with you was so genuinely awful, it makes me not want to date girls ever again. Guys turn me off, but girls make me want to fucking kill myself. So, thanks for opening my eyes, I guess. I'll see you around. To which Jekka's response to this is, you bullied a gay girl into being straight. Nicole, do you understand how horrible that is? Like, whenever you treat guys like shit, your response is, they're gonna grow up to be pedos or rapists. So I don't care that I'm treating them badly. And given some of the adults in her life, it's not out of the realm. Like, it kind of almost makes sense for her to say that. And it's like, well, look at the other students. Kylar has actually raped somebody. The other two haven't done that, but they've sexually harassed her at other times. So, unfortunately, it's not really out of context for her to have that assumption about people. She's like, but this is another girl you did that to, Nicole. What's your excuse this time? And Nicole doesn't have one. And then it cuts to the ending, which is another one of those reflective endings that doesn't really end in a joke. It's just Nicole looking at this picture of like her and Ari and just be like, you know, I feel guilty because I don't feel that guilty. Like, I am a sociopath. Like, I don't feel super fucked up about this. And then just kind of like musing on the nature of relationships, of straight relationships and gay relationships. And again, like the inability of like a straight person and a gay person like truly understand each other and whatnot. And kind of like, you know, in that kind of way. And that's just how that route ends. And it's honestly one of my favorites. And I think the reason I like it so much is not because Nicole is being abusive, because that's a fucking horrible thing. I like it because Nicole doesn't win. She doesn't die either, because that's also fucked up. It's like, it's an ending where Nicole did something horrible to someone who didn't deserve it and gets called out for it thoroughly. And at the end of it, it's not like, well, I'm fucking dead, so I can't learn anything, or I made out like a bandit, so I don't care. It's, I have to think about this. And I have to contemplate what the fuck I did and why it should bother me. Huh. And, oh, hi, Bahamut. You want to be in the video? Well, you're being in the video, like, right as it's ending, because, that's Class of 09, and that's the re-up. That's all the shit that happens. I mean, maybe not all of it, because, like, there's, like, other kind of, like, minor scenes, but those are all the major arcs, all of the endings, my thoughts on them. I don't have a ranking of the endings, but I've just kind of mentioned some of the ones I really like. Like I said, it's like an R-rated version of Mean Girls, which I love. But it genuinely is. This is the story of someone broken by an event who wanted to take her life into her own hands. And these are the consequences of that. Of the kind of person she is and with the people around her. This is what it can lead to. Based on apparently stories that happened. And honestly, they don't seem that far-fetched when you think about it, as really fucked up as it is. I loved it. I very clearly did. I can't say I wouldn't talk about it for 2 hours if I didn't love it, because I talked about Kuro for fucking 4 hours and I hated it. Kuro 2 specifically. But I highly recommend playing it for yourself if you haven't. Just keep in mind, this is certainly not for everybody. but ultimately it was for me. I'm glad I read it. I really hope there's something else in the future.